if we don't have that common language, it's open to interpretation. And if it changes even just a little bit from class to class, then those kids who are right on that edge will start to exploit that difference. Let me give you an example. Anybody in the room remember what today's flip-flops were once upon a time called? Call it out? Thongs. So you can imagine the horror then for my woodshop teacher on the first day of classes when he was explaining to his class the rules of being in the woodshop. One of the rules was no thongs. My daughter came home and said, "Dad, how did he know?" We need to make sure the language is a common language, an expectation around that we all use the same thing, not that it's some secret code. One of the really neat outcomes that has happened from some of this work is we have had parents come up and say, you know that matrix that our school uses? We're now using it at home. So we're talking about what be responsible means at home. We've had minor sports associations contact us and say, we'd like to use that same matrix in our environment. So what does be safe look like on the practice field? What does be safe and be responsible look like during game time? What does it look like, etc.? That's when we know then the language is becoming common, not only amongst our educators, but in our communities and in the outcomes around our communities. We want to make sure kids know the expectations, and we want to make sure that adults model them. Because sometimes the language is such that we don't necessarily get it. But if I look around, and again, you all know this as educators, the eyes are on you always. So if adults are modeling the expectations, kids get it pretty quickly. This is the way we need to behave. Every day I come to school, I see the adults politely greeting each other in the hallways. Good morning, how was your... And so that's what I think is the norm. I get to class and the adults are there. There's expectations around that.